Hi guys, my name is Kirsty. Welcome back to Upside Down Books. Today we're going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. This tag was originally created by Ellie and Chammy, and I will link their channels down below so you can go and check those out. But basically this is a great opportunity for me to check in, for all of us to check in on our reading midway through the year and go, God damn, we're doing a bad job. Because honestly, I just want to see somebody's video where they're like, yeah, I've completed all these challenges, I'm on track, I'm blah blah blah, because I am not on track. Let's have a quick brief look at everything that I'm not on track with right now. I originally set myself a goal to read 95 books at the start of the year. I have currently read 30, which leaves me really behind for that goal, but I've since lowered it down to 80 and I'm still 10 behind that goal, so I'm really not sure how many books I'm going to end up reading this year. I haven't fallen behind 10 books behind, but then I lowered the goal and still fell 10 books. It's not, I don't have great faith, but I'm hoping that, considering I've reassessed my TBR and my reading each month, which you can hear all about in my new TBR video if you haven't already seen that one, I'm hoping that I at least won't fall any further behind and could at least read 70 books for this year. I also had set myself goals of finishing presents and gifts that I got at Christmas time, and now also for my birthday. I can tell you right now that I am like struggling on this one. Again, have reassembled how I pick my TBR each month so that there's a heavier focus on reading some presents, because I have read like 5 out of the 18 books I got at Christmas, which was an absolutely massive haul, but that's also like I should have read 9 to be on track, and I'm not on track, so no surprises there. I had then also wanted to aim to finish some series. I have finished 3 series, maybe 4, no, I think it's just 3 series this year, and progress towards series I've also not made any great strides towards, so we're not doing so well. So we're just going to have a look at the questions for this tag and move on and hope that in the second half of the year I'm going to do a better job. The first question is the best book that you've read so far in 2020, and that is definitely The Boy and His Dog at the End of the World. I talked about this in my wrap up for June, and I was umming and ahhing over whether this was going to be one of my favourite books for the year, and I definitely think it is. I think before I read this it was probably Sleeping Giants, but this was just unlike anything else I've ever read and I loved it, so this is winning the title. The second question is the best sequel that you've read in 2020, and I actually think the best sequel that I've read, considering I've not done much of an effort towards reading series, is The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. This was a really good follow-up and conclusion, I think, to the whole Handmaid's Tale world, and it was just brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I ended up rating it 5 stars, I do believe. Pretty sure I rated it 5 stars, and I don't really have much to complain about. It was just a really great story, and I was really scared going into it that it wasn't going to live up to The Handmaid's Tale, but it so did. So this was a fantastic sequel that I have read this year. The next question is a new release that you haven't read yet but you really want to, and that would definitely be A Song of Wraith and Ruin by Roseanne Brown. I am so excited for this. I am like unbelievably excited. I love that this is a kind of a hefty book. It's not that big, but I just really like the size of this book, and I have heard so many great things about it. So many people are reading it and I can't wait to pick it up myself. This is a West African inspired fantasy and it has a wicked blurb, so if you don't know what this is about, make sure you go and check it out on Goodreads and add it to your list to read, because I think it's going to be one of the best books of 2020. The next question is your most anticipated release for the second half of 2020, and I am picking The Blaze Wrath Games by Amparo Ortiz. I hope I'm saying that right, and this is basically a dragon tournament and it has such a punchy cover. I'm so excited. This is coming out in September or October, I do believe, and I cannot wait to get my copy as soon as it is out on the shelves at bookstores. I'm just so excited. Anything with dragons in it and I'm there, although when I actually look back and have an assessment of how many dragon books I've actually read, it's not that many, but I just at least like collecting them, which I guess is quite fitting when we're considering dragons. The next question is your biggest disappointment so far, and that is definitely Bridget Jones's Diary. I despise this book. The further I get away from reading it, I feel like my hate for it grows. I just found this so disappointing in comparison to the movie. I was really expecting to love this because Colin Firth, Hugh Grant, it's just all the good things, but the book was shit. Didn't like it. We'll never read it again and will certainly never recommend it to anybody. The next question is your biggest surprise, and my biggest surprise was The Pearl Thief by Fiona McIntosh. I was not expecting to love a Fiona McIntosh book, but I really did. This was just so enrapturing, is that a word? It was really good and I really enjoyed it. I read the audiobook, which is narrated by Katie Sobey, who is one of my favorite narrators, and it was just brilliant. There is so much love in this story. It's historical fiction, and it has proved to me that Fiona McIntosh is absolutely an author that I should be reading, because I really thought that she was going to be not quite my age group. I thought she'd be a bit older, but yeah, I loved it. This really just took me. I thought this was just going to be an okay read, and it was literally one of my favorites that I've read so far this year. The next question is a favorite new author. So either a debut author or an author that's new to you, and an author that is new to me that I recently read and loved was Emma Donoghue, and specifically The Pull of the Stars. This is a brilliant historical fiction. It's set in 1918 in Dublin during the height of the Spanish flu, and it is set over the course of 3 days in a maternity ward. So it's really, really intense. It's quite graphic in some of the things that do go wrong. We're looking at pregnancies that are impacted by the flu. It's very eerily topical right now, and there's a lot of like good and really bad reviews, because some people are just loving it like me. It's coming out at the end of July, and some people are just utterly freaked out by how many details there are. So if you haven't watched Call the Midwife, or if you have and that's not for you, then this book probably isn't for you. But I just feel like I need to shake some people and be like, that's just reality. That's what women have to go through if you want to push a baby out of your body. So this is a very realistic look at things that can go wrong, especially 100 years ago. So this is just brilliant, would recommend, and can't wait to read more of Emma Donoghue's books. The next question is your newest fictional crush, and mine is definitely Jax from Terraformer by Colleen Houck. This was phenomenal. Jax was just so easy to love, and I'm not even surprised because it was written by Colleen Houck. She always writes the best love triangles. We've got Ren, Kashan and Kelsey from Tiger's Curse. We've got Armone and Lily and various others in the Reawaken series. So I was fully expecting to go into Terraformer and come out with a massive fictional crush, and we do get a really great triangle, love triangle effect in this as well between Astra, Thane and Jax. This is just, but I love Jax. He's just so genuine and amazing, and I'm obsessed. The next question is your newest favourite character, and for me that would definitely be Alosa from Daughter of the Pirate King, because she's just such a powerful female lead. She's really badass, but I think the thing that I really loved is that Levin Seller has managed to create this female lead who is captain of her own pirate ship and make her still feminine. Allow her to still be feminine and still such a powerful character, because I think so often we see these characters become very masculine, not masculine, but tomboyish, as if they can't hold that power without having very masculine features. So it was really, really exciting to see someone who still loves all of the pretty things that women tend to like, but have so much sway and power and influence, and just is just awesome. I just love Alosa. She's a fantastic character. The next question is a book that made you cry. Now, this one really took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting it to like punch me in the guts as much as it did, but that was Dear Mrs. Bird by AJ Pierce. This was like really upsetting. It was fantastic and super plucky, happy characters for the most part, but it is set during World War II. It follows a woman who wants to be a war correspondent, but stuff that happens in the context of the war, there's just like this one particular scene that is just so tragic, and I had to just go and have a little cry because it was so upsetting. But this one really got me in the feels, but it is an incredible read that I would highly recommend it if you like historical fiction. The next question is a book that made you happy. There is no doubt in my mind that the book that has made me the most happy in 2020 was By Yourself, The Effing Lilies by Tara Schuster. This is like a memoir autobiography by Tara Schuster, who I am not actually familiar with other than what I have read in this book now, but I really loved the title and I thought it sounded like a really entertaining read, and it was. This book has just full of tips and advice of sort of how to be happy and how to just be a strong, independent person and get on with your life, and how to, surround yourself with things that fill your cup, as they say. So this is a really great read, and I really hope other people read this if they're looking for something that's a little bit of a pick-me-up. The next question is the most beautiful book you have bought or received so far this year. And I have recently bought The Daughters of Nuri by Rennie K. Amayo, and this cover, I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I just love the golden tones of this book, and I just think it is absolutely beautiful. And just, apart from the fact it has an absolutely ripper premise going for it, I'm super excited. Not a lot of people are talking about it just yet, a few more lately, but I love the cover of this book. It's absolutely my favorite at the moment. The next question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? and I have so many books that I want to read by the end of the year. Specifically, I want to read some of my diversity haul, I want to read some of my birthday books, and I want to read not some of, but all of my Christmas books. So as like a sneak preview, this is not all of them, but let me just show you a few. We've got The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. We've got The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. Once Upon a River by Diane Setterfield. Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Sherwood by Megan Spooner. Stain by A.G. Howard. The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, and Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera, but there are literally quite a few more than that. But hopefully all of these books will be read by the end of the year, but who knows? Knowing me, that's probably not quite gonna happen. And then the last question is your favorite book community member, and I actually could not pick one for this, and so I'm gonna talk about Steph from Novelty Corner, who coincidentally also mentioned me in her video, which is really lovely, but I'm really enjoying all of her content at the moment, and I'm also really enjoying all of Beck's content from Beckle Panda, so I will leave their links to their channels down below and make sure you go and check them out. They're both fellow Aussies, which is also awesome. But that brings me to the end of the tag, so if you want to do this, if you haven't already done it, because I'm a little bit late to the game here, then go ahead. But other than that, I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.